I just recorded the video, but I was on my like audio interface, so y'all didn't hear shit. Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy Real here. I've been trying so hard to get a good recording of this, so I'm saying this is gonna be the one. But what's up? Today we're finna make a beat in the style of some like Psycho from Ken Carson's More Chaos album. He just dropped his album
D1 lip syncing. He dropped it on his birthday, April 11th.
But yeah, Ken dropped 21 straight songs and he did not miss on a single one, bro. He did not miss on a single one. I'm not gonna lie, I compared it to music. High-key, Ken's album was so much more consistent than Cardi's. That's just how I feel. I don't think a single song on there was bad. I just hate how it felt repetitive since it was like a whole album based off the A Great Chaos Deluxe.
Also, I didn't fuck with those visualizers on the YouTube.
But there were still some great songs in there. Evolution, Black Rockstar, the intro Lord of Chaos, we got that. Like there are a whole lot of great songs in there. Dismantled even. Just some songs that I chose to save myself. But yeah, we also got the first ever Opium collab, which was crazy. We got Cardi and Lone on Off the Meter with Ken as well on some like old Ken type vibe. That was super dope to see. But yeah, I think that's all I realistically have got to say. We're just gonna get into the video now. Guys, at the time of recording this, we're at the big 788 subs. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So if at any moment y'all like or enjoy the video, you know, just hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share it around. But yeah, with that said, also comment what your favorite song from the album was. Also tell me what y'all thought of the first like Opium collab with the obviously main members on Off the Meter. But yeah, I'll catch y'all in the main thing, y'all. Peace. I was watching someone remake the beat for Psycho. His name was like Mythic. I got like a decent amount of like sounds I can use that, you know, are basically the exact same thing from the actual beat itself. I love watching remakes simply because of that. I love getting new sounds, especially making stuff in that like similar style. So yeah, starting off, we got this thing right up here, Impurity. We got the heart layer is what it's called under the piano section. We're starting off with an E major chord going down into an E flat minor chord. I'd definitely say a little pro tip for these type of beats is you just definitely want to have like the first two bars for stuff like background, like pads or chords. You kind of just want to have them repeating. I definitely struggled a little bit with this beat because I had but yeah, I had a third chord right here and it sounded good, you know, in the sense of like sonically. However, like for the tone, well not tone but style we're going for, it just didn't really make sense to have an extra chord right here. So yeah, we're just going with these two simple chords right here. We got some EQ going on as well, just taking off a good amount of the highs and then getting rid of a decent amount of the lows as well. Just, you know, high cutting some of these. But yeah, that's what we got right here for the heart layer. So yeah, stuff like this, more so specifically like Psycho, it has some of those like older type of Ken vibes where, I don't know, it's kind of on some Project X stuff like Run Plus Ran, where it's like piano, some like decent background stuff, like one like main strong sound in like the forefront and then just like some simple drums. But yeah, moving on the second instance of Purity, we got here the Purity Pretty Suitcase, and we got some EQ going on right here, taking off a decent amount of the highs, subtle amount of the lows. It's just the preset that I chose over here in the EQ. But yeah, exact same chords, E major to E flat minor. We're just layering on top with the root notes just an octave up, and I'm playing this E flat right here in the silence. But this is what we got going on right here in the Pretty Suitcase. So yeah, that's what that sounds like right there. And then right up over here, I just wanted something to fill the highs a little bit more. So we got the dance chord piano from Purity as well. And yeah, we got some reverb going on. Mainly, I just have the stereo separated a lot more on the left side by 50%. This is what we got right here. Just as simple as that. So moving on, we're in Xpand 2 right here. This is something that isn't really in Psycho. However, I just thought it felt good for this beat itself, just like a little bit of extra punctuation on the melodic parts. But yeah, as I showed y'all here, we have the jazz organ from Xpand 2, and this is what this sounds like just by itself. So yep, that's what that sounds like. For these next couple sounds, there's like a string type thing that plays in the song Psycho by Ken. We're just like getting a couple strings, panning them over. I have them go into a bus. There's like no effects on the bus, but I just kind of did that so I can monitor like kind of how loud they are besides individually changing the volumes right over here. So we got one pan to the right 17% with some EQ taking out some of the highs. We got this next one pan 17% to the left, and this one just straight in the middle. So yeah, on this first set of strings, which is the one on number 11 number 11 over there, we got the sub strings from Purity. Then this one right over here, which is the one that's panned, I believe, to the left, the mellow string. And this last one, which is that one from Xpand 2, straight in the middle, we got the bright 4-minute strings right here from Xpand. And yeah, as for the pattern, let me just unright click these for later. But as for the pattern itself, we're essentially just playing each note from the chord. These are all in this like first chord. This is like from the next chord after, you know, and I just wanted to put C sharp right here. I just thought it sounded good. So yeah, that's as simple as to how I got that. And we're playing these all on the half beats. But yeah, this is what this sounds like, all 3 strings together at once. Alright, so moving on to the next sound. So we got one more thing here. When I was watching that remake, Mythic used Vox Pad #1 from Zenology. I also just wanted to use it. I felt like I could have used just a tad bit more ambience to help fill out the melodic section of the beat. So yeah, we got this super simple pattern right here. Here's what it sounds like. As simple as that. And that's basically everything for the melodic parts. Only thing, since I have the exact arrangement from Psycho because I actually arranged this beat, I have this section right here where the rest of the strings turn off, and the one that's centered, the bright 4-minute strings from Purity, is just doing this little thing right here. So I'm just gonna let y'all hear it. Obviously, you know, I'm gonna have the full beat at the end. I'm gonna also play what that sounds like later on as well. But yeah, here's what this sounds like by itself. And yeah, as simple as that. I will play y'all the first melodic part and then the second melodic part as well. As simple and as nice as that. So moving on, we are gonna go over the 808s, and yeah, this is the exact 808 pattern that we have here. All these drums are coming from like a deconstructed kit of More Chaos. I'm assuming someone just extracted the sounds. The album leaked like a week early, so that's how I'm assuming they got it. But yeah, this is what the 808 pattern for the whole entire song looks like and sounds like. Obviously it's a Ken type beat, so we got the soft clipper on the master right over here. We also are boosting the 808 just a tad, only by 3%, and in the mixer right down here we're boosting it 5%. Also, I chose to lower these notes down a tad bit. That's me personally, that's just how I felt about it. There's also a couple notes, like I know this note right here, which I pull back on just because I feel like it kind of helped the silence, that like little pocket right here, sound a lot louder, you know. I know there's someone out there who's gonna get what I mean by that, but you know, it does sound stupid to say by itself. But yeah, this is what the 808 pattern sounds like throughout the entire beat. And yeah, that's what the 808 pattern sounds like, y'all. We have the hi-hats. Hi-hats, I had some variations going on with it earlier. I just chose to keep it super simple. I definitely played with the drums a lot, even though it looks really simple. I was trying not to overcomplicate this beat. We just have a 2-step, as simple as that, you know, just simple 2-step hi-hat pattern. And yeah, I'm assuming y'all already know what the rest of that's gonna sound like though, so I'm not gonna play the full thing. And yeah, literally quite as much after that. All we have is a claps hitting on 3 and 7 and repeat, so yeah. And yeah, that is quite literally what the entire beat sounds like, y'all. So I'm gonna just play the very beginning with my tag alongside, just so y'all kind of like understand what the drop feels like. And then I'm gonna move all the way over here, just so y'all kind of understand what the drums sound like for that little section right over here.
You're so funny, David.
So yeah, that's quite literally basically what the entire beat sounds like. Obviously arrangement, blah blah blah, the full beat's gonna be at the end, but yeah, that is quite literally the entire video, y'all. If at any moment y'all enjoyed, if y'all learned anything, if y'all appreciate what y'all heard at any point, you know, hit the like button, comment, sub, all that stuff. As earlier, I told y'all the songs I like from the album. Y'all let me know down below, y'all's as well. Also let me know what y'all thought about Off the Meter with Cardi, Ken, and Lone on there. Also, if y'all want to, comment down what we should make next. But I will catch y'all for sure on the next video. Y'all take care.